With a cargo of tourists, this old steam train sets out on its familiar journey. Along the tracks that used to carry the coal, stripped from beneath these mountains.
Down below us is the town of Ashland. Now, Ashland had a population of 8,000 people when there was a great demand for coal. But as the use for coal declined, so did the population.
They come in their thousands to hear the history of the coal regions, the stories of wealth and of misfortunes. And they come to see the town that burns.
Just on the other side of that mountain behind me, you can see puffs of steam coming up off of it. Well, that's because there's a mine fire burning in that town on the other side. It's the town of Centralia.
And for 40 years, the people of Centralia have fought not only the fire, but the government, which wants them out. Someone said to me the government was just waiting for people to die in Centralia.
Oh. Well, I hope they have a long wait.
I don't know. After the new governor goes in, who knows what's going to happen, you know. So we just have to wait and see. We take it day by day, that's all.
How do you feel when you hear Pete looking at the house?
I feel sick.
What keeps bringing you back here?
Home. Always home to me.
Rural Pennsylvania, just a few hours' drive from the crowded streets of New York, but really a world away. The rich anthracite coal in these mountains gave the area its life, and the evidence of its decline lies in the wrecks beside the road. But the people who call this region home are a hardy lot, and the people of Centralia, the hardiest of them all.
See, the pinker that is, the better condition you're in. See, that's a little dark now. See the meat?
Joe Moyer, his homing pigeons and a couple of dogs are now the only residents of Locust Avenue. He's 71 and he struggles to breathe, his lungs filled with black dust from a lifetime in the mines.
We lose some. You just take from here to the next street up there was 23 homes taken down right in here. That's 23 homes. That's a lot of people right here in this block.
So did you know everyone around here?
Oh, sure. I knew everybody in the town. Oh, hell yeah. I lived here all my life.
Were you born here?
Yes, right there.
In this house
In
that you
this
live
house.
in now?
Yeah.
Would you ever leave it?
March the 12th, 1931, I was born in that house.
Centralia was like any other coal town, where the bars outnumbered the churches and boys grew up to follow their fathers into the mines.
Well, it was a good town, of course, wild. Everybody making money, everybody working hard, and everybody thought they were tough and strong, and they'd be fighting to prove it, you know.
But in 1962, a fire at the local garbage dump changed Centralia forever. It ignited a vein of coal underneath and quickly burnt its way through the rich earth. 40 years later, on a hot, dry day, there's no smoke or steam to be seen. But when it rains, it pours out of the cracks in the ground, and the smell of sulphur is foul.
Are we in any danger inhaling this smoke for minutes at a time?
Well, Tim and I were here working a couple of weeks ago, and it was a really nice day. And we spent a few hours here. I ended up with a headache, probably carbon monoxide.
Steve Jones is a geologist with the Bureau of Abandoned Mine Reclamation.
It's just a very dangerous place to be.
He and a colleague are here to check on the fire's progress.
The coal seam plunges beneath the mine pool.
So are the tourists.
I wouldn't walk any further back there. Yeah, it's very hazardous. This is a weekday. Yeah. You gotta see it on a Saturday. They had to put a traffic cop out here. I think somebody ought to charge an admission fee.
The current hotspot sits just above Centralia. It can move hundreds of metres in a matter of weeks or remain inactive for months.
It's been closed, I'm guessing somewhere around 10 years now. My guess is that it'll be closed for another 10.
This used to be the main highway, Route 61, until it buckled from the
Clearly
heat.
there's active burning going on here yet.
There's a fire underneath
Yeah,
us now.
definitely. About 100 feet beneath us, there's a fire.
Steve, tell me, what is it that we're actually seeing coming out of the ground? What is in that steam?
Well, it's primarily steam that you're seeing, but what you aren't seeing is the carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and a whole host of other gases, most of which aren't good for your health. Carbon monoxide in particular, odorless, colorless, it'll kill you.
So the government's not fibbing when it tells these residents of Centralia that they are in danger?
Absolutely, they are in danger. It's the gases primarily, and secondarily the subsidence events, many of which have been reported in the borough of Centralia.
But that kind of talk has turned Centralians into sceptics. Back down the hill, in this solitary row house, Centralia's 86-year-old mayor, Mamar Mervine, and his wife, Lana, scoff at the threat. What have they told you when they tell you it's dangerous to live here?
Nothing specific.
They keep telling us we're in great danger.
Oh, yeah. We're in terrible danger.
We might all go down in a hole, or this gases will kill you. Smoke and...
Do you feel in danger?
No.
Have you ever had any headaches, or have you felt sick at all from the fumes?
No.
Mamar Mervine has lived here on Troutwine Street since the day he was born, and he plans on staying until the day he dies.
There was 70 people stopped right here. I went up to show them around the fire.
Do you think they feel slightly let down they can't see any flames?
Yeah, because they come here hoping to see flames leaping out of the ground. That don't happen.
Attempts were made to put the fire out, but each time they failed, the costs kept rising. The last estimate they made was $1 billion.
Ground crack here is approximately 430 degrees Celsius.
With the fire spreading on several fronts, the government did what it thought was best, and in the early 1980s started moving everybody out.
As far as one community that was affected, where basically you literally took the whole town, this probably would rank right up there.
Bill Klink from the Columbia County Redevelopment Authority was in charge.
The average person in Centralia, no matter what size home they have, probably stands to get about $75,000. If you have a larger home, you could get over $100,000. I mean, truthfully, on the fair market, a home in Centralia might be worth $10,000.
If you walk down one part of Main Street here in Centralia, it almost looks like a ghost town. Many of the homes are boarded up with plywood, waiting to be torn down.
Old-timers watched as the bars and churches, schools and factories were all destroyed.
Makes you sick, believe me, and like I said, this should never have happened.
The demolition went on through the 80s and the 90s until Centralia's population of 1,100 was reduced to just 15.
People panicked when they were told, and they picked up and left. Now they're sorry.
Is that what happened? People panicked?
Sure, I'd say so. And they looked ahead at the big money. They thought they were getting a fortune, and that's why they jumped at it.
Were they getting a fortune?
Well, I don't really think so. I only offered $32,000 for this. That isn't a hell of a lot. Some people made out real good, but a lot of them didn't that I know of, you know.
The government condemned their houses and seized the properties. You're basically squatters in this house. How does that make you feel?
I don't think about it. You could go crazy. And I just don't think about it.
We just tore a house down here. There's Dust House right in here. That's gone.
Pete Knennett stayed for as long as he could. His mother was born in Centralia and he lived in the same house for 70 years. But he'd suffered a stroke and his wife was ill, and both of them thought leaving was the best option. Reluctantly, they joined the exodus.
I come up here every day, when I could make it. I take care of this. My mom's grave, and my brother's over there. He got killed in the mines, my brother.
But this tiny town, where the dead outnumber the living, has a powerful hold on Pete Knennett's.
Mike, he died, he was only 56 years old, or 54 years old.
In his new house, just a few kilometres away, he regrets he ever left.
Pete, when they said you had to get out, that you had to move out of Centralia, how did you feel?
Terrible.
He wasn't going.
I wasn't going to go.
He wasn't going.
But now you've left Centralia.
When they took their properties away from us.
Only due to illness.
I would have fixed the house up if they didn't take the properties.
Why was it so important for you to stay there?
Because I loved it.
It was home. It was home.
Do the neighbours get on well here around Centralia?
No more than any place else, I don't think.
But there's little sympathy for those with tales of woe.
Well, we sort of like it the way it is. We'd like to have some of our neighbours back.
But they were stupid enough to move, so now let them suffer it out.
Oh, certainly. I mean, you'd sooner have more people around, and you'd sooner have stores there you could go here, not run 4 mile. You know, beer gardens and stuff like that, you know. But you miss that. You can't even get anybody to shovel your snow anymore. There's nobody around, you know what I mean? It's tough in some respect, but somehow we manage, you know. We're sort of a diehard clan. we just hang in.
But there's another reason they stay. Despite the downturn in the industry, there's enough coal around here to keep several companies busy. And the Centralians are convinced the government wants to sell the coal beneath their town. Billions of dollars worth of some of the most valuable coal in the world.
I don't know who went and counted it or how they know, but there's supposed to be 40 million tons of coal. That's a lot of coal.
I think it's all a conspiracy to get the coal. That's what I really think it right from day one. They're playing with it now for 40 years. I mean, they could have put that fire out long before had they want to.
As far as Joe and Lamar go, I feel sorry for them in some ways because they do feel this way. They do feel there's some conspiracy to get this valuable coal. I would commonsensically say to them, if the government wanted to get your coal, they'd have it already.
Where are your lines?
They're
wiped off.
It's Sunday afternoon and an amateur playgroup is preparing for its matinee performance.
All right, break a leg yourself, Mr. Power.
It's just a good story to tell. These people are very resilient and they have a dignity and a strength that you don't often see.
And when they took down this building, they took away a place for the law to history.
Lamar sits in the audience, surrounded by his former neighbours.
It's right here. This town, it has heart.
Their lives now a story, told and retold.
This is a town with a lot of spirit. Ask those that have left. Or better yet, ask those that are still here. And you will see the spirit of this town needs to stay alive.
Perhaps that's why they buried a time capsule to be opened in 2016.
What does the future hold for Centralia?
I wish I knew. If we would relocate the folks in Centralia, I imagine Centralia would just be a peaceful woods, basically, with deteriorated streets running through it, basically, except probably for the main drag. The side streets wouldn't be there. or anything. But who knows? We might still be talking about relocation at that time.
But for those who've grown up here, whose love for Centralia runs as deep as the coal below, home isn't a place you can recreate elsewhere. Whatever the risks involved, they're staying.
We'd like to see them mind their own business and leave us alone.
I really believe they will never force us out of the town. I think what it is, it's a waiting game. We're going to die off one at a time, and that's when they're going to get to town.
In